Okay, I want to move Migrant Mother over to this, and we have a couple layers going here, so we're gonna have to do some things there first. So first we'll have to do a layer flatten image. So then that makes this all one layer. That'll work really nicely. Now I know when I move her over on my empty shelves image, there is a cart over here. And I don't want to cover the cart, so I'm going to actually flip this image. And we've done this before in Photoshop. Now I may have had a padlock here, so you won't be able to do that if it's locked. So you just double click on it like we do with Photoshop. But this would be an image transform, and we're going to flip it horizontally. Okay, so that just flips it. So now when we put her in, we can have this added detail there. So I'm going to click back on my other tab of Migrant Mother, and I'm just going to use my Move tool like we normally do. Remember, this is already flattened. And oops, see, I'm clicking on it, layers locked, so all I have to do is click it to unlock it. Awesome. Now I'm going to click on my Migrant Mother image, and I'm going to hover it over my empty shelves, and ta-da, there it is. Now obviously, this just looks like a picture on top of another picture. So we are going to have to do some other things here. So you could work with your layer mask again, and you can just show and hide things. You can work with your eraser tool. You can try some different things. I'm going to actually go back to Migrant Mother, and I'm going to show you a magic cut. Now I'm going to be honest, I didn't use this. It was totally like I was getting a little impatient with it. But I've looked into it, and what's pretty cool is the magic cut will just kind of go, and guess, what you want to cut out and try to plan it for you. Maybe you like the computer thinking for you, maybe you don't. So as you can see here, anything green, it's going to keep it. And then there's this border thing, so kind of just adjusts. So that kind of gives you like a little feathering out of your selection so things don't look so harsh. So you can play a little bit with that. Anything that's green is what it's going to keep, and anything that's red. So you could just kind of like do this, and it will preview it on the right here for you. So if we want to get rid of this kid here, that sounds really bad. But if we want to just erase this subject over here, you can just use the red, and it'll kind of get rid of it. And you don't even need to select it so precisely. You can just kind of, give it a little mess around here, and it'll just kind of, but see, if you get kind of close, it'll start getting rid of this. So that's where you have to click back on your green and, make sure that you're selecting the things that you want. So what this does is it kind of works like a mask, kind of works like a selection, but you do have to be a little bit more precise with it, and careful if you want something specific. But it might work for you if you have a really simple background or a little simple thing you're trying to cut out. So basically what's going to happen here is anything that's showing here is what's going to appear. So I'm going to try to bring back some of this person here, this subject here, because I do want to show this subject. So hopefully I can get some of that. So even though I didn't use this in my original, I think I'm going to try it here. Okay. Now, if that frustrates you, you could just use the eraser tool, which is here, and just kind of erase. But this magic cut might work for you. So let's try that. I'm going to take this over there. I know I can always go back and cut more out. So I'm just going to use my Move tool, and I'm going to drag it to the empty shelves image, and I'm going to put it here. Okay. And I can just click on this other one and hit delete, or drag it to the trash can. Oh, I did the wrong one. So I'm going to do Command Z, and make sure that I've selected the one that I want to delete. There we go. And making sure I'm selecting on the image that I want to move. All right, so this kind of works for me, but obviously there's some icky here that I can get rid of. Here's your eraser tool working. Now remember, the eraser tool The reason that I try to use masks more than erasers is because if you erase into this, you could hit, Command Z to go back a step, but then, now you got to go through all that again. So if you're okay doing a little bit at a time, that might be more beneficial. So in order to do more, do more steps, is you would just let go of the tool and do a few more steps. So that way, if you make a whoopsie, you're not having to redo your work all, so much of it. Okay, I'm going to hit Command minus and zoom out a little bit. So this is, now kind of working for me. So the only thing to kind of blend this a little bit better, I could make her a little smaller. So remember that was your, what was that, Command Alt T, right? Or your image transform. So I'm going to just make her a little smaller. Okay. Kind of bring that in a little bit more. Where do I, maybe about there. Okay, because maybe she's kind of, closer to me. With the background, I can go ahead and make that black and white, so this kind of blends a little bit better. And then the little eerie color I added, that I kind of added, I did that here, and I did the black and white option, and then I did the colorize, and I chose like, this kind of sepia color and hit OK. And again, I'm not quite sure why we can't always get rid of this all the time. So I always click there and click there again. Again, it's not the same as Photoshop, but it's got a lot of great tools. So hopefully going through this tutorial, trying this image yourself, understanding that, we're working in layers. There's still opacity changes. There's still image adjustments. You can cut things out, you can move things over. It is very similar to Photoshop. So I do understand that some of you may have been frustrated with Photoshop or still learning Photoshop, still reviewing Photoshop when we left here. So please be patient with it. Email me if you get stuck with anything. Please reach out. The other thing that could be helpful too, there's the search button. So if you're looking for like masking, it can show you where the different masks are. If you go to Photopea and you're just looking online, you can click on the options. Like here, I'll go to Photopea. And some people say Photopea. I say Photopea. If you click on it, again, it is web-based. You can, I didn't really get any help with some of these tutorials. I couldn't really find this demo that worked. But what I'm trying to show you here is I'm just trying to search Photopea. Here, if you go to the Learn, there's different topics about how to work with different things on Photopea. So you can click on something specific. I didn't find any really great video tutorials, but these kind of explain it step by step a little bit. Also, again, it is a web-based program, so if things are kind of glitching on you or not working very well or you're getting frustrated, just please note that we're all trying to work from home. We're doing school from home. So the internet is just really overloaded right now. So just, take a minute and come back to it. But again, hopefully this will kind of solve any issues where if you wanted to work with Photoshop, that you can use Photopea. I'm going to continue to keep trying to work with it so I'm more familiar so that I can continue to help you. So again, like I said, please reach out if you need to, and we'll work together on this. Great.